What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Newberg pod. I am J. Chris Newberg. Today I'm doing the pod myself. Why? Because I've canceled on Hannah 4 times because of tired. This jet laggy stuff from being back from um, from Kuwait and Doha. It's been pretty bananas. So I'll just catch you up with myself. I've been slogging through this kind of like weird health field. So I talked about it a little bit. I'll talk about it a little bit more. Maybe I never talked about it. I don't know. So I had an irregular heartbeat, and because I had an irregular heartbeat, I had to go to get a procedure done called an ablation. And ablation, they're also cardiovert you, which means they flatline you. So you go into this place. So like in a month period, I'm like, I got to get the colonoscopy done. I've never had one of those. It's super easy. You go in, you go out. They're like, oh, this is what happened. Your insurance covered everything. It's $50, and you're like, okay. And so you're in and out of there, and you don't. But it's like super scary, the buildup. They're like, you got to eat all this stuff, and then whatever. And then so then I have to get this ablation done. An ablation is like they go in and they kind of like get rid of all the scar tissue that's between like the 4 chambers, and eventually your heart beats regular again. It worked. My heart's beating regular again. Uh, and they gave me a cardiovert, which means they flatline you to get your heart to start back to zero so they can do the other stuff. It's intense. You get in there. One of the things that I thought was funny is I was in there and there was a woman holding a beer opener or a can opener or bottle opener, and I was like, "What's that for?" And she's like, "Well, if it gets pretty intense, I like to crack open a beer." And I'm like, "Oh my god, this lady wins!" So funny. And I'm like, "Beer, really?" And she goes, "No, no, no." She's like, all the medicine and everything is so cold, and we need to have a bottle opener." I'm like, the beer answer was way better. So let's just talk Newberg Adventures. Let's check first. Let's check in with Hannah. Hey, Hannah, how are you? I don't know. What's wrong? I don't know. Are you happy? I don't know. Are you sad? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. All right. Well, thanks for filling us in, Hannah. Yeah, that's all right. She doesn't listen when she's not on. Her mom does, though. What's up, Lori? Anyways, so all right. So I go in, I get my thingy done, and after I get my thingy done, I have to. They say you can exercise anytime you want. So I normally like walk between 5 and 7 miles a day, 5 days a week. That's just what I do. So I was like, oh well, if the doctor said I can walk again, I can for sure walk 7 miles again. So I walk 2 days in a row, 7 miles, and I get water on my knees, and like I fuck my knees up, and now I can't walk. Now it's 4 days before I've got to go to Kansas City. So I go to Kansas City. I need a wheelchair to go through the Kansas City airport because I'm just in so much pain. Super good look. Like if you want to talk about as far as like mortality and feeling cool, it's like the concept of travel and exploring and doing all of these other things. You want to talk about like the concept of sadness. It's like being in a wheelchair at an airport. You're just like, oh God, this is the worst. And then you're just like tipping someone to and you got a guitar and you're ducking people and it's just anyways. So I'm in a lot of pain, and I'm in the coldest of all cold in Kansas City. The shows were fun. I had the adrenaline. Adrenaline's neat. Like I could barely stand up, but when I was on stage, I was like full of adrenaline. I could stand, although I did sit for some performances. Anyways, back to me. So then I come home and I have 2 days off, and then I get to fly to Doha and Kuwait. Let me explain what that's like. Okay, so they don't let you get up an upgrade because first off, the upgrade is it's very expensive. It's like $9,000 round trip to Kuwait just to upgrade. Um, and so I was like, all right, well, that's more than I'm making. So I don't know if that's not the smartest thing to do. But after you go through the first one, you think to yourself, man, I kind of want to do this. This is what it's all about. I'm gonna go crazy. So in the first one, whenever I get on a plane, every time I get on a plane, there's always the ladies like, "Can I switch with you?" No, bitch, leave me alone. Like, why me? I'm pregnant and like I'm gonna have to pee a lot. Okay, then just ask me to get up. I'm not sitting in the fucking. I'm not claustrophobia. A guy. Just not doing it. Not doing it. Anyway, so yeah, so then she ends up only leaving like twice, but she was like making a big deal out of it. So twice, and then so it's a long flight. It's like 19 hours. Then you get there, and then you get off the plane, and it's like no one speaks English. It's a lot of colors, a lot of circusy type stuff. You're trying to figure it out, and then you're working your WhatsApp in and out. Like it works. It works in the airport. Doesn't work outside the airport. So you're trying to find your drivers who you've never met, and they're cool. And so I meet these two kids. These two kids are from Detroit. They end up being my person. They take me to the cafeteria. I do the cafeteria. I have a little bit of food. It's like this giant bunkhouse cafeteria. The base is pretty neat. Um, a couple guys with machine guns stay in the middle of nowhere protecting you, and then more guys with machine guns, and then more guys with machine guns. It's pretty interesting. But I get to the base. I do the food. I sleep. And then they're like, "Do you want to have breakfast at 8 o'clock in the morning?" No, I do not. "Do you want to have breakfast at 10 a.m.?" No, I do not. "Do you want to have breakfast at 11:30?" No, I do not. "When do I have to be there?" 7 p.m. All right. Well, the commander wants to meet you, and so I go on the tour. I do the tour for like an hour. I get to see them how they dismantle bombs, which was really fucking cool. You talk about the testosterone in the U.S. military for people who are like, "I want to dismantle bombs." Like that's something that you want. Like that's impressive. You want to dismantle bombs. Anyways, so this wasn't the army. This is the Air Force, and the Air Force was great. So I do the shows. The shows were fun. Um, of course, the three people I called on were the heads of the military who were in that area, and I was like, "What do you do?" And he's like, "I'm a wing commander." And I'm like, "Do you like to tell those buffalo wings to act a certain way? Am I right, Buffalo Wings, wing commander? Wah ha ha ha." That's pretty much the whole, show. It's pretty much the whole show. It's the whole show. Anyways, I'm just continuing on my quick recap of my military thing. So I do the shows, and then I hop back on a plane to come back, and it was just such a whirlwind excursion. But I enjoyed it. I had a good time, and now I'm back, and I'm positive, and I'm looking for work, and I'm ready to rock it. Let's talk about Sherrone more. What are you doing? What's going on, buddy? What are you doing? What is it about? What is it about white women that just makes men crazy? What is it? Sherrone Moore. I don't even know what the story is, but I do know that. Wow, what a dummy! Like you beat Ohio State once, you lost to him once. Your offense wasn't the best, and then you did this, you dummy. Let's just read some Newberg jokes for effect, and then just talk a little bit, and then get out of here. As I said, I wanted to do a short 20-minute Newberg pod just to kind of check in on my peoples. So let's go. Let's do it. Here we got. Let's see. Um, the Detroit Lions offense is like watching The Sixth Sense the second time. Everyone knows what's up. I just mean as a person who's not a quarterback for the Lions or a coach, just think that some of those trick plays don't seem as tricky. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So maybe mix them up. Oh, that's funny. I didn't get this joke. I wrote it and I didn't get it. I met Oprah and I met Gala. Oprah, Gail, Oprah, Gail, Opera, Gala, Oprah, Gala. And sometimes I swear to gosh, not all the jokes are good, everybody. Not all of them are, but they're who I am in my life. I went to go see Quiet Piggy last night at the Viper Room. They were opening up for the Arctic Monkeys. Arctic Monkeys and Quiet Piggy. They're pretty good. I think that's a pretty sick burn. I know it was a couple weeks ago, but can you just imagine being in the middle of something and someone go, "Quiet, Piggy"? It's kind of like that old cartoon dude was like, quiet you. I don't remember who was that. I think it was like a bucket of chicken or somebody. Anyways, here's an let's see. Before Threads, did people even face backlash? Because you know, on Threads, it's always like backlash, 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 backlash. Anyways, let's see. Season 3 of Tulsa King is the Rocky 5 of the franchise. Yeah, I said it. I said it. It really is. It's the Rocky 5 of the franchise. It's not good. First 2 seasons, very good. Very good. It's Tulsa King. I like this Taylor guy, this writer, Taylor Sheridan. He's great on Tulsa King, man. No. Yeah, he is great. He was great on Tulsa King. He was great on Landman and Lioness and this 1923 and Yellowstone. Kid can write. He's like a white Tyler Perry. He's like a non-funny Seth MacFarlane. He's good, talented. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, back to me. If she tells you she's a train wreck, buddy, it's okay to take the bus. It's okay to take the bus. You know what I mean? It's okay to take the bus. I like how people sometimes, when they see people with a beard, think that, the only one other person before you was a person who was able to have a beard. It's like, I have a beard, so does Fred Durst. It's like, oh, okay, Fred Durst. Like, I was sitting around one day and I was like, who could I copy? Who was the man who meant the most to me growing up? The man who was all about the nookie. I will grow a beard, just like Fred Durst. No other reason, just because Fred Durst did it. Anyways, back to me. More jokes. Let's see. Hey, Threads, connect me with human beings who are also humans being. I don't know, sometimes it's just like you want to be better than the human beings. You know what I mean? You want to just like do that. I don't know what that means. I'm just reading my things. Now I'm just going to read some CNN headlines and see what's going on over here. FDA intends to put most of its serious warnings on COVID vaccines, sources say. I think I'm going to just start doing that at the end of every news story now. 24 hours that showed the limits of Trump's power, sources say. President got a series of rebukes in his efforts to dominate both the Republican Party and the American politics, sources say. New photos released from Epstein's estate showing Trump, Bannon, Bill Clinton, and other high-profile people. That guy's fucked. Let's see. Jury to resume deliberations Monday in Brian Walsh murder trial, sources say. Ex-Michigan head football coach Sherrone Moore charged with home invasion, stalking, and breaking and entering. Yeah, like, what do you, like, I mean, let's read this a little bit. Let's just see what happened. Fired University of Michigan head coach Sherrone Moore faces charges of a felony count of home invasion and multiple misdemeanors related to his arrest on Wednesday, just hours after he was dismissed. Moore was charged with third-degree home invasion, which is a felony. He was also charged with 1 count of misdemeanor stalking and 1 count of misdemeanor breaking and entering, illegal entry without permission, according to the criminal complaint, also known as sources say. Moore appeared in court in an all-white jail outfit and spoke very little during a hearing answering questions. Yes, Your Honor. The university said statement Wednesday the school investigation revealed credible evidence that Moore was engaged in inappropriate relationship with a staff member. The sudden announcement stated Moore, who was married and has 3 daughters, was terminated immediately with cause. Prosecutor Katie Rezmirsky said in court Friday after being fired, Moore went to the home of the woman to whom he had been in the relationship. Moore and the woman had broken up on Monday. Rezmirsky says, of course they broke up. He's no longer the coach of the team. Duh. He then at some point soon thereafter came to her apartment and the address, and that's the alleged complaint, barged his way into the apartment immediately, then proceeded to proceeded to a kitchen drawer, grabbed several butter knives, a pair of kitchen scissors, and began to threaten his own life. She told the magistrate, "I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to make you watch. My blood is on your hands. You ruined my life." And a series of very, very threatening, intimidating, terrifying, quite frankly, statements and behaviors. So, okay, so he loses his job. And then he's like, I know. I'm going to go over to the white lady's house that I was having an affair with, who decided to not date me anymore because I'm no longer the coach of the football team. And I'm going to threaten myself with non-violent, non-sharp items. Oh, do you see this pen? I'm going to take it and I'm going to write bad words on my liver. You can't stop me. Do you see this butter knife? I'm going to use it to use the butter that's warm enough to not use a butter knife. I'm an American girl. I'm raised on promises. Wait, ice took me. It's funny. It's a funny joke. It's a funny joke. Threads, please connect me with people who carry raw meat around in their glove compartment. I don't want savages. I want their George Foreman grill to be at least in the trunk. Also, connect me with people who enjoy syrup. I started doing this thing on Substack where, Substack is just like peeing into the abyss. No one hears, no one does it. So I just started writing things. Things. I love Troy Aikman. My God, what a great quarterback. What a healthy specimen from back in the day. But my word, smart. I didn't say it. You did. I love the brainyisms that Troy Aikman whips out. They're like, hey, Troy's like, hey, man, that ball may have been tipped. Joe Buck, but the extra point sneaks in. Is it okay for me to giggle here? I mean, you said sneaks like last night when, no, not okay. Go to commercial. Dead silence. Troy, when is it okay? Troy Aikman, he's great. When I say death and taxes, I rarely think of a murderous accountant, but I'm going to start. Wouldn't that be a cool nickname for an accountant? Death and taxes in Texas. Like you'd be in Texas. So it'd be death in Texas, but it'd be taxes from Texas. And then you'd be an accountant who also secretly murders people. I'm just reading my threads now, everybody, just to get us all back into it. I wonder how many turkeys that were pardoned were from January 6th. Am I right? Come on. He does some politics. He doesn't mean to. Why isn't the child division called ICE? ICE, baby. Come on. That's funny. That's funny right there. A cool name for a check advance place would be called Cash Patel. Only slightly cooler if you owned it. Yeah, I think that'd be kind of a cool name for a cash advance place. Cash advance with Cash Patel. I'm Cash Patel, giving you your cash advance. I was in the FBI, but now I'm in the FBA. First Bank of, oh yeah, I'm Cash Patel. A hipster comedy club. Hear me out. So like a hipster comedy club where the crowd only says stuff like, oh yeah, you know what? That's actually funny. And it's not great. And you know what? I don't hate it. I think that'd be great. There'd be a hipster comedy club where people say things like, "Oh, that's actually funny." It's not great. Everything in Stranger Things is original. Even the school. The school is called Stranger Things High. Like that's some brilliant shit. Here we have a quote that says, "We're not calling it BJ's College. Why not? Becca Jean is the best at what she does. Well, what's her talent?" whispers in ear. All right, fine. Welcome to the being a college, Oral Roberts University. Yeah, that joke missed its mark. It didn't really hit what it was supposed to. Home Alone Macaulay, but he's 42. And he's just playing PlayStation 5, talking about how financially sound he is. No one would be scared. No one would be scared for Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone if you realize how financially sound he turned out to be. Like, like Joe, it works out for Joe Pesci, kind of works out for the other guy. I mean, I think it works out for the other guy. Wait, isn't the other guy Judge Reinhold? Yeah, it works out for the other guy too. Works out for all of them. It's crazy. My friend invited me to Thanksgiving and I asked to bring a friend and I had to send a headshot. Los Angeles, everybody. Los Angeles. I never know what's going through my head when I write this stuff. Uh, yeah, I do. Like, do you have that sensation whenever you watch a show with children on it? And then eventually the children age that all you think is, how is this kid older than me now? Like, how is this kid's older than me now? And obviously they're not because you've aged that much as well. Um, let's see. If you get dressed to the nines, hair, nails, attitude, etc., and you post an amazing picture on socials and like you pick that out of that song and the song's called I Don't Give a Fuck. We'll huddle up. Bring it in real close. You give so many fucks. This is actually funny. I was in Kansas City and I told my driver I was going to be there for 2 days. He literally told me 81 places. 81 places where I could eat. I was so overwhelmed I couldn't even leave my room. I was like, I want to go someplace bad. I don't know. I don't know. I think the Army Navy game should be drones because you know what I mean. That's how technical the Army is now. How come losing your virginity isn't called breaking and entering? That's funny. Here's my impression of Luke Skywalker doing stand up. I just got back from performing for the troopers. So my dad's a dick, huh? Tough room. What is this? The cantina? I wish there was a customer service number for snow. Hi. Yeah. How long is this going to be? I love when people are like, it's never the same show twice. Yeah, that's impressive. But how about never the same show once? Hear me out. Waymo houses. Hear me out. Waymo therapists. Hear me out. Waymo marriage. When someone says you want to read my Spotify Wrapped, I always think, oh my God, no. Right before I say, yeah. 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 Is anyone else bummed out to find out that Netflix and chill cost $82 billion? $82 billion. When are you going to turn a profit on that? When's that profit coming? Holy crow, $82 billion. It's a lot. I watched the P Diddy doc. I watched it. Not once did I think, oh, 50 Cent is a snitch. I like reading the people are like 50 Cent. He's such a snitch. He's just not a snitch. He's making money. Nothing is funnier than watching Chris Collingsworth, the football announcer, realize that Patrick Mahomes is human because he really likes Patrick Mahomes. And when Patrick Mahomes makes mistakes, Chris can't deal. It's fun. Every time Troy Aikman says something, you can always tell that someone whispers in his ear, "Great job, buddy. Now eat your snow cone." I think that's funny. Couple more, and then we'll be back with Hannah next week. I was out of it. I was just out of it from my procedure. And I kept planning to do the show and not doing the show. And then I was like, I need to do something. Can't just not do something. I have to put out a show. This show's magic. The show's got power. If you like the show, please like, subscribe, and follow here on YouTube at Newberg Pod. You can follow us at Little Hannah Sucks on Instagram or at The Chris Army on Instagram. A couple more. Is Erica Kirk Captain Kirk's daughter? Congrats to the comedians and the comics to watch. And shout out to the comics who've never made it and are a little extra mean to their dog today. The Sherrone Moore stuff is wild. I can't wait for the 50 Cent talk. There's got to be people who fuck around but just don't want to find out. You mean like, oh, I'm gonna fuck around, but I don't want to find out. No one wants to find out. especially when you're fucking around. You know what I mean? Anyways, thank you for listening to the Newberg pod this week. It's pretty chill. It's pretty chilly chill. Again, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. We'll be back up and running in full.